All right, guys. Whatever. Not the best of nights. Warriors lost and the Padres lost. So great night. Yeah, no, late wrap up show, just solo tonight. John's at Red Hot Chili Peppers. He deserves the night off. Yeah, I mean, let's just get right into it. Same old, same old. I mean, we should just replay the shows from a couple nights from this week. Runners in scoring position, 1 for 7 tonight. You have runner on first and third with no outs, and you don't score there. Then you get actually a clutch hit from Ha-Seong Kim, and you gave it right back the next inning with back-to-back homers by Betts and Freeman. And that's the ball game. You got great pitching again. I thought Blake Snell was good tonight. I don't think he was great. But it's the same old, same old. I mean, Bob Melvin said yesterday, we got to stop putting pressure on our pitching staff. And that's what they're doing right now. The pitching staff has to be literally perfect. And giving up 2 runs, especially the first 2 of the game, I mean, it's just a grind to get tied. And then the bullpen gives it right away. I mean, I guess we can start with I think it was the 8th inning. Was it the 8th inning or the 7th inning? I think it was the 8th inning. I mean, runner at first and third and no outs, and you don't score. You grounded to a double play. Manny went 0 for 4 tonight, grounded into 2 double plays. The first thing I thought of was, what is Manny actually hitting with runners in scoring position this year? And actually, guys, he's not that bad. I was kind of surprised to see these numbers when I looked it up. Now, I don't think it includes tonight, but he's hitting 273 with runners in scoring position with an 831 OPS and 15 RBIs. So it's not like horrible. But I will say, I mean, this team versus the Dodgers the last couple years in the regular season just get punked. I mean, just flat out punked. Like, you're glad they beat them in the postseason, and that was amazing. And if, at the end of the day, yeah, that's what matters the most. I take losing 100 straight series to the Dodgers to beat them in the postseason. But this is about playing better baseball. This is about competing to win the National League West, to give yourself the best opportunity in the postseason to win a World Series. I mean, yeah, you can go in as an 86-win team, as a 6 seed, and make your way to the World Series. That's great. Is that going to happen every year? No, it's not. It's not. You're going to need to be playing some damn good baseball against some really good teams in order to do that. Has it happened before? Yeah. But to just bank on that every single year, you can't do it. So kind of a therapy session tonight, but at the same time, I'm in still no mood to hear excuses. I'm just not. I mean, it's just flat out pathetic the way that you have a team with this much talent on it and you're 19 and 20. I mean, is anybody going to be legitimately upset here? Is anybody going to legitimately turn things around? If they lose 2 to 3 to the Dodgers this weekend, or God forbid they get swept, is their season over? No, it's not. I'll say that right now because that's a fact. But after you get called out by your manager literally yesterday for having no fight, that's like the worst thing you could say about a team, is saying you have no fight. And you come out tonight, and I thought that this weekend was going to be a good weekend for the Padres after getting called out. Because what better way to kind of prove your manager wrong than playing against your your arch rival, the Dodgers. And through what, 7 innings tonight or 6 innings? I forget. Hold on. Let me pull this box score up. Can't pull this stupid. Yeah, through 6 innings tonight. I mean, it just looked like going through the motions. I mean, Dustin May's a great pitcher. But how about one of these games you throw up a 5 spot on Dustin May and you make him leave in the 4th inning? How about that? Would that be good? Yeah, that would be good. But you just know what's coming. Like, you watch these games and the first inning, 12 pitches, 3 up, 3 down. This lineup goes 9 up, 9 down. It's like that. And you're like, okay, nothing's changed. Nothing's changing right now. It's the same old, same old. They might get lucky and run into one. But are they making Dustin May work? Are they making him throw a lot of pitches? Are they putting pressure on the base pass? Are they doing? No, they're not. Same old, same old. First time through the lineup, you're like, here we go. Okay. And then Dodgers score 2 runs there in the 3rd. And you kind of think to yourself, that's it. That's it. Game over. So it's the same old, guys. If you want to send in some super chat, that's greatly appreciated. Don't have to, but great to support the channel. We'll get to all your super chats here throughout the night. We'll start with Juan Soto Walks. He says, move Manny to the 9th spot behind Nola tomorrow. Send a message. See, look, no, that wouldn't help. That would not do anybody any good if all of a sudden Manny Machado's hitting 9th. But I will say it's got to start with Manny, I feel like. It's got to start with the captain of this team. You get called out by your manager, and the following night you go 0 for 4 and you ground out twice into 2 double plays, and in the biggest spot in the game, you ground into a double play. It's not a good look. It's just not. You expect it to be better. You expect him to be better, and you expect more from Manny Machado, and you didn't get that tonight at all. You had him up in the situation that you want Manny Machado up there. You had him up there, and he didn't come through. Yeah, that's baseball, but you know what? After you get called out by your manager and you do that at the plate the following night, it's not a good look. It's not good. You got to be better. And I feel like that's a broken record, but I mean, what else can we say than just be better? They're not going to trade anybody. They're not going to move Manny to the 9 spot. They're not going to bench guys. They're not going to do any of that. The only thing, and it sucks because that's all you could say. There's no magic like potion here, right? There's nothing that you can just be like, oh, this will magically fix things. You can't do that. So basically, until we're blue in the face, it's going to be, hey, guess what? You got to be better. You have to be better. It's unacceptable. You got to be better. You know? I just thought the fight, like Bob Melvin said, they fought tonight. And yeah, I mean, I thought Blake Snell did well. I thought in the 7th inning, that was like, it was the first time in a while that you've seen like legitimate fight from this team. But that was it. Like, it can't just be 1 inning. It has to be a complete game. You know, you have to lock in from the first pitch. And sometimes it feels like this team doesn't do that. It feels that they're going through the motions. And to go 1 for 7 again with runners in scoring position again, you know, there's 7. Hold on, let me pull this up. So I wrote it down. I actually tweeted about it. Since Saturday night, this team is 7 for 43 with runners in scoring position. And they're 1 in 5 since Saturday night. It's not hard to see why they're losing games. You know, and I see in the chat, hey, yeah, bullpen, starting pitching, you know, Bob Melvin putting certain guys in the bullpen. Okay, if you want to go that route and you want to be angry at that and you want to put your finger on that as the reason why they're 1-5 in their last 6 games, that's fine. But that's really not why they're 1-5 in their last 6 games, guys. And you know that. Everybody does. The reason why they're 1-6 in their last, or they're 1-5 in their last 6 games, it's because they can't hit with runners in scoring position. It's plain and simple. There's one explanation, and it's pretty easy to see. They've gotten good pitching. Yeah, the bullpen, has it been horrific? No. Has it been good? Not really, but guess what? The bullpen, we wouldn't be talking about them giving up a couple runs here and there if the offense did their job. Okay? I have no problem with Sunday and Josh Hader versus Mookie Betts. The other day, Honeywell, okay, maybe start Steven Wilson in that inning instead of Honeywell, but you know what? How about you score some more runs? That'd be cool. And then tonight, how about you score more than 2 runs? That'd be nice. So, again, if you want to go the bullpen, if you want to go the starting pitching needs to be better, if you want to go Bob Melvin, it needs to be better. That's fine, but I'm telling you, that's not why they're losing these games, and that's not why they're under 500. They're 19-20 because they can't hit worth shit. It's plain and simple. You got a bunch of guys on this team making hundreds of millions of dollars, and there's nobody up and down this lineup that feels like has any type of clutchness with them. It's the same old shit over and over and over. And that's why they're 19-20. And it just, until they figure it out, until they be better, it's not going to fucking change. This gets us some more super chats here. Jimmy says, you think they'll play better second half? I mean, I hope so, but we're not there yet. We're 19-20. It's not like they're, 60-61. If they're 60-61, then yeah, it's DEFCON 1. 19-20, not DEFCON 1, but definitely people are extremely frustrated with this. And I heard Darren on his show today made a really good point, and it was, I think people, instead of being concerned with this team, because being concerned, it's like, okay, you think that they're not, like, you think that something is wrong. And then he said, shouldn't it be, instead of concerned, the word should be frustrated? And I think that is where everybody should be at. Everybody should be frustrated with what they are seeing with this team. Everybody should be frustrated with them being 19-20. And everybody in that clubhouse should be frustrated with how they have been playing for the entirety of this season. Win 2, lose 1. Lose 2, win 2. Win a series, lose a series. Win 3 in a row, lose 2 in a row. The longest winning streak this year is 3 games. You're going to have to win more than 3 games in a row in a season if you expect to not only make the postseason, but win a World Series. You got to do it. It's pretty simple. So I hope they start playing better, because if we're just going to wait until the second half for them to start playing better, then we're all fucked. Matt, thanks for the super chat. At this point, what is more concerning, the offense or the bullpen? 100% the offense. I just talked about it. The bullpen isn't this great thing either. I get it. I'm not just like dismissing it at all. I'm just more frustrated with how this offense has been playing as a whole more than anything. I can't get mad at this bullpen for giving up runs late in the game or blowing one-run leads when your offense literally can't hit the fucking side of a barn. When your offense, when a runner gets in scoring position, they all shrink. When you have a runner at first and runners at first and third and no outs, and you don't score a run. So Can you be upset with the bullpen and be concerned and be frustrated with the bullpen? Yeah, of course. But you know what? It's not all on them. And if I love the pie chart, right? If you're looking at the reasons why this team is 19 and 20, there's a majority of that thing filled up with the offense. Plain and simple. Up and down this lineup. Everybody involved. Tatis, Cronenworth, especially Manny, Soto, Carpenter, Cruz, Nola, Kim, Odor, Grisham, Sullivan, Adam Engel. Am I missing anybody? I mean, starts with those guys. Score some fucking runs. All right. This is pathetic. You're better than this. You're better than this. Thanks, Sam, for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. It says, first time commenting, like I said I would. Not sure why the fans were booing Manny tonight. He might as well have been wearing a Dodger jersey all night. Pathetic. Manny's enemy number one in LA. Just no matter what. No matter what. Even if Tatis literally takes steroids on the field in front of Dodger fans, Manny Machado will always be enemy number one. But thanks for chiming in, Sam. Really appreciate it, man. JD Gaucho, thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Said, would you call it a flip the switch attitude? It's hard to flip a switch in baseball. You kind of just need to just like get it, like just have it happen. This isn't like a basketball game where you can start a third quarter, flip a switch, and all of a sudden go on like a 25 run, right? Or in football where your defense gets a couple turnovers, you flip a switch on offense, and boom, you're ready to go. Like it's different in baseball. This is like a long game, and it plays out over 6 months, and it's an everyday game. And in baseball, you know, it might start with a hit, but to just all of a sudden go, you know, if it's someone's like, oh, for their last 50, it's hard to flip a switch and go like 10 for their next 12. It's just hard to do that in baseball. You don't see that happen very much. But thanks for the super chat there, JD's Gaucho. All right, so I haven't really been keeping up on the live chat. Sorry, guys. But I can tell there's a lot of people very upset in the chat. And as you should be. I mean, look, this team going into this season was everyone's pick to win 98 games. I think the over-under for Vegas was at like 96 or 97. The Dodgers took a theoretical step back just because they didn't really sign anybody this offseason. And they kind of went the younger route with homegrown talent. And you thought that they were going to be much better. You thought that the Dodgers start this year was going to be the Padres start, and that the Padres start was going to be the Dodgers start. I mean, I'm sure that's what everyone thought. But again, that's not what happened. And the Padres right now are continuously struggling at the plate when you have runners in scoring position. It's the same old thing over and over and over again. So yeah. Thomas, Jim be nailing it. They are sucking, and that is a fact. It's kind of all you could say at this point. It's the same old thing. Candy with runners in scoring position. There's no pop. There's no slug. You know? And if a manager calling you out, by the way, doesn't inspire you to go out there and take 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, you got some fucking problems. It's a long season, okay? And you can eventually turn this around. And I hope they do, right? But the first game after you get called about your manager, and the first game, you basically haven't changed at all. Like, there was nothing about tonight that showed me that they changed approaches at the plate or like, you know, anything. It was the same old thing. Get a couple runners on, nothing to show for it. 2 out double, nothing to show for it. 3 up, 3 down. 9 up, 9 down. Retired 11 in a row. Oh, they got hit with runners in scoring position. Didn't build on that. Oh, they have an opportunity to make some damage late in the game with runners at first and third and nobody out. Strikeout, double play. I mean, what changed? Nothing. I mean, are things going to change overnight? Of course not. But I mean, what Melvin said yesterday, that was like a big, you guys need to look in the fucking mirror moment. And I'm not saying that they didn't, but way to really prove your manager right, guys. Just not great. Not great at all. So yeah. It's just not a fun. It's not a fun night. It's not a fun night. It's not fun at all. 19 and 20. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right. So before we get any further, I want to get to Mark Nimitz, our title sponsor. Mark is a diehard Padres fan. I don't know if you're in the chat, Mark, but if you are, I'm sorry. Let me pull this up here. All right. Mark Nimitz, he's your guy to go for all your insurance needs. All his information is on the screen at all times. His phone number and his email address, mnimitz@farmersagent.com, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. He's there for all of your insurance needs right now. You can save up to $750 or more by switching your insurance, whether it's auto, home, renters, or life insurance. Go to Mark Nimitz. He can hook you up. I know a bunch of people from the wrap-up show have gone to Mark Nimitz, and so we love that, and we want you to continue to go to Mark Nimitz for your insurance needs. He's our title sponsor of the wrap-up show. Again, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. That's mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you. Okay, so man, the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I have a feeling the chat tonight. Yeah, it's not pretty. It's not. A lot of people are upset. I get it, but let's keep it. Let's not be upset at each other. Let's direct the anger and the frustration not at each other tonight, but at the root of the frustration and the anger, which is this Padres team, which is 19 and 20. Let's do that, guys. Let's not be upset with each other. Okay, believe me, not a fun night. That tonight fucking sucked. All right. I mean, you have to watch this stupid fucking Warriors team get their ass kicked in LA. And then you have to watch this fucking Padres team again get their ass kicked to the Dodgers by the Dodgers. It's not a fun night. I get it. So let's take this anger that I see is in the chat right now. Okay. And some of these guys, you guys are loyal to the chat. I see it. But let's not get mad at each other. Okay. Yes, Sad Fryer. We are all saying Afida right now. Afida is literally how this team is playing. Okay, so let's get to some more super chats here. And thank you, Matt. He said, by the way, thanks for doing a solo show. It means a lot to wrap up show fans. No problem, buddy. Yeah, it was sometimes you just need to talk it out. Sometimes you just need to talk it out. This is not a punch a wall moment of the season, okay? Like but it's a like, are we fucking kidding me right now moment of the season. So again, in the chat, guys, let's focus our frustration on the Padres, not at each other. All right. Thanks, Matt, for the super chat. HBVV BFBF says Bomel left the A's for this. Manny needs to hit. Yeah, I'm sure when Melvin's done, whenever he's done with his time here in San Diego, whether it be, I mean, shit, he's only got 2 more. He's got this year and next year left on his deal. So if it's after next season or 5 years down the road, however long it is, I would bet a lot of money that he's going to have way more gray hairs than when he started here. These last 2 seasons so far, take away the postseason, and it's hard to do that because the postseason was good. But take away the postseason, like this shit has been a fucking grind. There hasn't been anything easy with this team the last year plus. It just hasn't. And that wears on you. I mean, believe me, I wish we could do weeks and weeks and weeks of wrap-up shows where we're just having fun because they keep winning, right? But no, instead, we're talking about a team of players making hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars being the worst at in baseball with runners in scoring position every single fucking night. So yeah, if it's making us want to pull our hair out, how do you think it makes Bob Melvin feel? Like what I know a lot of people in the chat and a lot of people have put blame on Bob Melvin. Everybody's to blame here. But at the same time, what do you want him to do? Do you want him to try to fire up this team? Well, he just called them out yesterday. I don't know what else. I mean, publicly. Do you want him? What do you want him to do? Hire a hitting coach? What's that going to do? I mean, that's an organizational thing. Like, what do you want Bob Melvin to do? I'm serious. Write up a different lineup card? It's not like he's given a pile of shit. He's given, like, if these guys keep up to the back of their baseball cards, which right now they're not doing, but if they do, I mean, you got some Hall of Famers up and down this lineup. I see in the chat he's lost the clubhouse. And Pedro, we heard all last year how Bob Melvin's the best manager these guys have ever had. Bob Melvin's one of the best managers in baseball. This is the reason why he's here. This is a good thing, Ryan. I get it. I want Bo Mel to have Tatis still second during Jake's at bat. Look, I agree with you there. I'm 100% on your side there, Ray. Yeah, you should have put Tatis in motion to stay out of the double play, and you didn't. So what the fuck? But just because he did that, like we're gonna fire Bob Melvin? No, stop. Stop it. Stop. And guys, if we continue to do this in the chat, I will shut down the chat. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'll shut it down. I get everyone's upset tonight. I get it. But the fact that we're going at each other's, no, I'm not going to take that. Not after tonight. Not after tonight. I will. I'll shut this shit down real quick. So I get the frustration. I get it. But this should be focused at the Padres. All right. That's it. Thanks, Jeremy, for the super chat. Feels like we need to shake this team up via trade. Well, here's one thing. Speaking of trades, what the fuck with Luis Campusano? Like, we all thought this injury was going to be a couple weeks, 2, and now he's out for 2 fucking months. What? It's hard to trade in May for anything. But at this point, I don't know. I mean, they got to do something. They got to do something because if they continue with Nola and Sullivan as your primary catchers for the next 2 months, things will get ugly. I'm not saying with this team, but just the plate, behind the plate. It's basically like having a pitcher out there hitting. I mean, they have a DH, but it's like, why do I have the DH? We got a pitcher. It's fine. That is a problem. That's a huge concern right now. The fact that they went into the season with Nola as their primary catcher and didn't get anything to help out. And I'm saying, like, nobody is not a good look. It's just not. To think that you could go a full season with Luis Campusano and Austin Nola and Brett Sullivan as your primary catchers, that one's on AJ Preller. That's not good. Because guess what? When one of those guys goes down, then what happens? I mean, you're not getting anything from Austin Nola. You're getting very little from Brett Sullivan. You're getting literally zero from Luis Campusano because he's now hurt and he's out for 2 months. So trades are hard to do early in the season, but they're not out of the realm of possibility. And I think right now, at all cost, AJ Preller has to be doing everything he possibly can to get another catcher in here. He just has to. You cannot go 2 months with what you have. You just can't. And if you do, and if you want to roll the dice there, okay, guess what? That's on you. See what happens. Find out. You fuck around with 2 below average catchers. See what happens. See what happens when you have Austin Nola playing majority of the games. Won't do shit. So they need to go out and they need to get a catcher. End of story. I don't care that it's May. You need to go get a catcher. Pretty simple. JD's Gaucho, thanks for the chat. Says, what's the latest on you, Darvish? Is he okay? He's gonna be okay. Why he was taken out yesterday was just 100% precautionary. He was like moving his arm, kind of shaking it out. And I think Bob Melvin said, yeah, the last thing we want is to try to tax you, Darvish, or put him back out there and all of a sudden he gets hurt. Because right now, this offense fucking blows and we need to make sure nothing bad happens. So I'm fine with it. And he says he's going to make his next start. So if Bob Melvin's not worried, I'm not worried. Vector, sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to skip. There's a lot going on here. Okay. Jake says, put Jared in timeout. Yeah, seriously. Everybody chill the fuck out. Vector says, much happier playing Zelda with the game on mute. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. Like, hey, if you got to go play some video games while the game's still on, like, go play some video games, you know? I've learned, honestly, that watching games that I'm invested in, if I just don't watch sometimes, it's just better for my mental health. Like, it just is, you know, like just going somewhere and doing something. Like, I don't care if I don't watch it. I care about my mental health more than anything. And if you got to go play a video game, go play a video game. Oh, we got to that one there. Sorry. JS Stevens says, thanks for the content and insight. Thank you, JS Stevens, for joining tonight on the solo wrap-up show edition. Yeah, Tom says, I just turned off the TV. I know. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you got to do that. Yeah. Bring back Benito Santiago. Yeah, can Ethan Salas, has a 16-year-old ever played catcher in the big leagues before? I didn't see this. Mookie hit us with the too small celebration around third base tonight. I didn't see that. Because as soon as he hit it, I kind of just looked away. And I was also watching the Warriors get their fucking teeth kicked in tonight. That was awesome. Jeffrey says, give us a Padres good luck blessing. I can't give you that blessing. The only people that can give you that blessing in the chat is Jesus Christ. I don't know if Jesus is with us tonight, but the only person that can bless us tonight is Jesus Christ. So if you're in the chat, Jesus, please give us a blessing. Yeah. Afida, get your Afida t-shirts today, John and Jim. Cliff Meisto says, Jim, I thought you were a meister. Or minister, sorry. No? Oh, here we go, guys. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Everyone give praying hands emojis in the chat. Praying hands emojis in the chat because Jesus Christ has chimed in. He has given a Padres blessing. Everybody in the chat right now, give a praying hands emoji. And let's all pray. Let's all pray for this Padres team to actually hit with runners in scoring position. Let's pray that Manny Machado becomes Manny fucking Machado again. Let's pray that the Padres can actually win a series versus the Dodgers in the regular season. Let's pray that the Padres can go on a winning streak longer than 3 games. Let's pray that Xander Bogaerts becomes Xander Bogaerts again and heats up. Let's pray for Juan Soto to remain hot throughout the rest of the year. Let's also pray that this team, after this weekend, is never under 500 again. Thank you, baby Jesus. Amen. Okay. So I think we're good. I think everything's good. Everybody in the chat. I mean, all you needed to do is have Jesus Christ come in and get a little prayer, get a little Padres prayer going. That's all we needed. All right. I feel better. I feel better about things. Tom, we still suck. Oh, man. I'm with you, Chad. I feel better. I feel better after that. See, sometimes you just need you just need to let it out. You just need to all be like in the same room and be upset and just, just let it out. Right? Right. Friar Faithful. Praying hands emoji. Just it's all we can do, guys. Just pray. Just pray to God that this team fucking turns it around. Excuse my language. Actually not. I don't care. Just be fucking better. I mean, come on. Oh, jeez. Jeremy, thank you for the super chat. Even though I hate both teams, sorry about your dubs, Jim. We also have 2 C's in El Paso, or 2 catchers in El Paso, worth at least a lock, or worth at least a look. It's fine. Yeah, Warriors suck this year. They weren't going to win a title. I had that realization about 2 minutes into the first quarter. But again, they need big league catchers. They can't keep pulling up minor league guys. They need a big league catcher here. They can't bring Ethan Salas up. He's freaking 12 years old. I mean, he doesn't have his driver's license yet, and he's probably better than Nola. I get it, but they can't bring him up. So go out and trade for a fucking catcher one time. Jesus, get a competent catcher in here. Can this team have a competent catcher one fucking season? I mean, ever since I've been here, they haven't had one catcher worth a damn here. Not one. Like Austin Hedges, like, okay, yeah, defensively, he was great. Offensively, he just, literally was the worst. And then we go through the Nolas, and then we see Campisano for one game, and then he's hurt. And then you have Alfaro here, who had some really good moments with the Padres, but then he's literally benched because he is horrific behind the plate catching. Just one time, can this team get a competent catcher behind the plate? Man. Boy. Carlos, thanks for the super chat. Says late to the chat. Great way to turn it around after Melvin heckled them. It's a problem minus Tatis and Soto. Machado's DP was complete trash. It was. I mean, we talked about it. Carlos, it was just, you got to be better in that situation. You have to be better. And going, especially if it's for Manny, going 0 for 4 tonight, grounding into 2 double plays after your manager said you have no fight, just wasn't a good look, in my opinion. So, yeah, it just wasn't a good look. Let's see here. Gets it back to some super chats. HBBBBFBBBFBBBBBBBFBNNNN. Xander Bogaerts left Boston for this. We need Juarez. Who's that? In pitchers? Who are you talking about there? So it's Juarez, you mean? Yeah, I think if you ask Xander Bogaerts, having $280 million and living in San Diego, I think is pretty good. And to be on a team with this much talent, I think he thought like, hey, we're going to be really good. And they still could be really good, but right now, not so much. Vector, thanks for the super chat. Pods nixed that on-field beer party. Not great. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I talked about today on John and Jim. Like, what the fuck? You just like have a beer fest and then say, no, we're not having a beer fest? Like, what? I mean, you're not even home. You're in New York. Doesn't make any sense. Carlos, thanks for the super chat again, buddy. Says bullpen is crap. Hill versus 912. Stupid. Yeah, no, I'm not making any excuses for the bullpen, Carlos. No way am I making excuses for this bullpen. But it's hard for me to get overly upset about the reason why they lost this game was because of the bullpen. When again they go 1 for 7 with runners in the scoring position, and same old story. You score 2 runs, like, was it not good to give up back-to-back home runs to the Dodgers there, to Mookie and Freeman? Yeah, that's not good. But it wasn't the reason why they lost this game. They just couldn't score any runs, and they look lifeless for the first 6 innings again. And after you get called out by your manager, not the greatest thing in the world. Just not. So hopefully tomorrow they can go out against another good pitcher. And instead of tipping their cap, maybe, I don't know, score about 5 runs. That'd be nice. That'd be very nice. All right, let's get to our buddies at Aura, www.aura.organic. Will runs Aura. He's the founder of Aura. He's a huge lifetime Padres fan. So hit up his website, www.ora.organic. They still got a promo code MOMDAY23. Put that in there. You get a discount on your order. They have everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. They got the probiotics. They got the protein powders. They got the fish oils. They got the pre-workouts. Everything that you want. And it's all organic and it's all plant-based. So it's the cleanest on the market as well. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, go there right now, www.ora.organic. And as I always say, you will thank us later. Yeah. So let's get some super chats here. Juan Soto walks. It says Mookie and Freeman clutched up. Machado didn't. Yeah, pretty simple. I mean, that's what it is. It's what it is. I mean, Betts has now won 2 games for the Dodgers this year against the Padres, and Machado has done jack shit. So that's where we're at. That's what happened. So yeah. That's where we are. Yeah, no fighting. I don't want to fight anybody. Carlos, thanks for the super chat. Padres summary: horrible with runners scoring position, no high leverage relievers besides Hader. I put Martinez in there. Any of you won't criticize him. Bomo has made questionable decisions. No, I look. I said tonight that that he definitely should have put Tatis in motion there, and he didn't. So, yeah, I'm putting that on Bob Melvin. But problems run deeper than Bob Melvin. So yeah. Oh shit. You have joined literally at the worst time.
Why do you say that?
Like, the chat is ready to literally fight people.
Okay. First of all, what I miss, because I didn't watch one thing. I had the score at the live tracker up 2-0, 2-2, then 4-2. That's what I know.
Okay. 1 for 7.
Give me the story. What happened here?
All right. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Oh, shocking.
Blake Snell pitched really well.
Shocking.
Manny Machado 0 for 4, grounded into 2 double plays, runners at first and third in the 8th inning. They don't score.
First and third, nobody out, right?
And nobody out. Manny grounds into double play. And Mookie and Freddie Freeman hit back-to-back home runs in the bottom of the 7th inning after the Padres tied it up, and that was the ball game.
Off whom? Who allowed back-to-back home runs?
Tim Hill.
So Tim Hill's on in a tie game in the 7th after Ha-Seong Kim tied it?
Yeah.
In the top of the inning?
Yep.
Pedro says John getting divorced on Monday. No, concert was awesome. But I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about this. I mean, so let me recap the last 24. You get called out. You need to show some fight. You don't do anything on offense against a good pitcher, as we suspected. You get even, which is nice, and then you immediately fall behind, and then you can't capitalize when you have first and third. What was that?
Ghosts.
Chris, is that you? Oh, I didn't know you were still down here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I missing in the chat?
There's just a lot of anger. I told everybody. I literally went through a prayer session with Jesus Christ.
Oh my!
Like, that's how bad it's gotten.
You know, I didn't think this series was going to be an easy series. I mean, no matter what happens in the series, you know, even if you get 1 out of 3 or get 2 out of 3, the world keeps spinning. You know, you have to win a game in the series. You can't fall 7 games back here in the middle of May and think you have, you know, I mean, there's a lot of baseball, obviously. There's a lot of baseball, but man, to fall 7 back, it would be like, geez, how did this even happen? And it would happen in lightning quick. I mean, the Dodgers were 13-13. So you got to win a game this weekend. I mean, it's as simple as that. And then we'll figure it out on the other side. But I mean, they cannot go quiet here this weekend at Dodger Stadium. They cannot go 1-5 against the Dodgers to start this season and fall 7 games out. That, you know, you could, if you split this weekend, the next 2, and you're 5 out, you can live with it and you can live to fight another day. You cannot lose the next 2 games. Simple as that.
No, you can't. You are literally right after you get called out by your manager, nothing changes. And I'm not saying that it's like, you know, the season's over tomorrow, but
no, of course not.
And this could change over time, but like you just nothing changed tonight. Nothing.
Have we heard from Manny Machado? I'm asking seriously. Did he speak to the media before the game today? Did he speak post game? Is there anything recently from Manny Machado? Not about his play, but about the team's play. He's been fine, honestly, in May.
And I looked at his stats, John, and not counting tonight. Guess what he's doing with runners in scoring position? He's actually pretty good.
Has he come through?
He's hitting 273 with an 831 OPS with runners in scoring position this year. So it's not like I was going to those stats and thinking to myself, it's got to be bad, but it's actually not bad at all. It's actually really good. So this comes down to,
This isn't about, though, his individual performance. We said that we've said it, Jim, the last couple of days. It's not that he hasn't performed to a decent clip in May. It's that the team isn't playing well. Yet he's, and maybe I'm reading too much into this. He seems quiet to me, at least publicly, for the way that this team's performing. And when I say quiet, I mean in any capacity, saying anything of substance. I haven't heard anything really of substance from Manny Machado in a while. The last substance I heard from him was, "You guys will be on the bandwagon when we turn this thing around," but that was 4 weeks ago. So again, I don't know what to say. I mean, what did Bob Melvin say post game?
He said that he thought the fight was better tonight, and everyone was engaged. And again, tip your cap game.
Did he say that?
I don't know if he said that word for word, but it's basically like Dustin May. He said Dustin May shoved.
I mean, what's Dustin May's line? Is that through 5 innings he had thrown 55 pitches? I know that.
Dude, he retired the first 9 up in order, like with no sweat.
What do we say today? What do we say today on the radio? I mean, you can't allow that to happen.
Yeah, why don't you go? Why don't you chase him out of the game in the 4th inning, score 5 runs off him?
Or make him work. I mean, at least like with Blake Snell and Snell. I didn't watch any of the game, but I mean, if nothing else, the Dodgers made him work, and that's Blake Snell. I mean, he could face anyone. He's throwing 20 pitches an inning, but you need to make, like Dustin made, nice 6 2/3 innings. How many pitches did he throw? 90 pitches in 6 2/3 innings. That's like 13 pitches an inning.
Yeah, it was John, bro. This game, from the first inning, 3 up, 3 down. You're like, yeah, not doing it tonight.
Let me hold on real quick, because I'm looking at this box score seriously for the first time. Padres, out hit the Dodgers 8-6. Tatis 2 hits. I'm just looking. Soto, I know he had a hit, a double, hard double. Bogart's a hit. Odor had a hit somehow. Kim 1 for 4. Grisham 0 for 3. Sullivan 0 for the catching thing we talked about. Cronenworth 1 for 4. It's just nothing of great substance. There was what 1 double? No, 2. Kim and Soto. Yeah. All right. That's how you scored 2 runs. I mean, not hitting in the clutch is a huge problem. Not hitting for the power that this team should be hitting for. It's not good, man. The trend lines are not good.
Not good at all, dude. Not good at all.
Get to some supers that are coming in.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm sorry, guys, but the shit that I've seen in the chat tonight is ridiculous.
Give me an example. No, seriously, what's going on in the chat?
I mean, I'm doing it. I'm sorry, Jake, Jared. I got to put you guys in timeout. Like, I'm sorry. We're not gonna get upset at each other with this shit. All right.
Yeah, no, we're all on the same team, guys.
Like, we're not gonna do this. All right, and we're just not. So, either we stop it or I shut it down. Plain and simple. You guys can be upset at the Padres, but we're not going to start fucking going at people and saying, "Hey, come fight me, bro," in the chat.
No, guys. We do. We're a community. We're on the same team. We are here for each other. I mean, come on. When things are going bad, we rally around each other. We vent to each other. We don't fight each other. You know that.
So it's not going to happen. There's not. So I got to put you guys on timeout, unfortunately. We love you guys and we appreciate you guys here every night, but sorry.
Have we gotten to this? It's May 12th. Padres have lost again to the Dodgers. Now Padres fans are fighting each other. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I said this, like, you guys can you can be angry with us all you want, whatever. Direct your shit towards the Padres. Be upset with the Padres. This is why you're frustrated. And
you can be pissed at us. If we say something you don't like, then tell us.
Don't stoop to the level of people that go on social media and all they do is pick fights. All right. And then they wonder why they're in such a bad mood.
Wait, are they both mods? Wait, so it's Jared and Jake?
Yeah, I had to do it.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's been happening. So this is a first.
I mean, I've kept an eye on it kind of because I was by myself, but
everyone just take a deep breath. Jake, Jared, you guys are loyal. Take a deep breath. That's why we have the timeout. Take 5 minutes. I do it with my son.
Yeah, it's a 5
And
minute timeout. That's all we're doing
and
here.
usually
All right.
after the 5 minute timeout, he wants to kill me. So hopefully this will have a different ending.
Yeah.
Get to some of these supers. I have no idea where you are in the supers.
Let's see here. Well, let's get to Matt here. He says, "Thanks for joining, John."
Cheers, guys. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you hanging out.
HBBBF says Machado needs to focus on hitting, not on Ja Rule.
What's the Ja Rule
I
thing?
don't know, dude.
It's kind of hilarious.
I have no idea.
I mean, kind of a bad night to have a bad night, as we like to say in the business. Like, it's a bad night to have a bad night. When your manager calls you out, it's a bad night to have a bad night. Now, you know, it doesn't mean he's going to have a bad weekend, but not a good night to have a not good night.
Jeremy said Jim saved the season. We'll find out soon. I tried
with the prayer session.
Yeah, well, I said the only way that the things will be turned around is if we can get a prayer session with Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ joined the chat, and we prayed for a lot of things. One of them including this team hitting with runners in scoring position, and everybody in the chat sent prayer emojis. And we had a nice little prayer session on the wrap-up show.
It's May 12th. But you know what I said at the start of the road trip, Jim? I said, if you're not careful against the Twins and the Dodgers and you go 2-4, you're under 500 over the quarter point. And that just doesn't sit well with me. And it shouldn't sit well with Padres fans. And it shouldn't sit well in that clubhouse or with the organization. And I'm not saying panic and, 3-alarm fire. But, man, I mean, it gets scary at some point. It's teams have made the runs. We know the Nationals. We know it. Nationals, Braves, whatever have had worse starts than this in one World Series. So it's not panic time, but it's just like it's scratch your head time. That's for sure.
Let's get to another super chat from the Beef.
Thanks, man.
Terrible game. Having a big Mother's Day Padres watch party. Good luck. It's like this shit's embarrassing. He needs to stop. Joe will bring a big win tomorrow, hopefully. Not to be dramatic, but it's time to turn the ship around. It's not being dramatic.
You know what, though? Like, here's the thing, too. What's the saying on ships? Like, they don't stop on a dime, and it takes time.
It takes a little bit to, like, go the other way. Like, hey, if the Titanic wanted to miss the iceberg on a dime,
it would have been hard.
It would have been very hard.
Like, the guy probably started his turn, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So, by the way, but this thing's turning in the wrong direction. They're 1-5 in their last 6. I think a ship turning might be okay. They're 3-3 in their last 6, and then they're 5-4 over 9. Okay, they're showing some signs of life, but they haven't fully turned over. But they're not 3-3 in their last 6. They're not 4-3 in their last 7. They're 1-5 in their last 6. If anything, the ship is heading in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, they're taking on water.
Yeah, they're 7 for 43 with runners in scoring position in their last 6 games. Is that good?
No, we're not currently. I don't even know how we ended up with it. It's been like a year. We haven't added a mod in probably a year because our mods have been unbelievable. No, they can't hit with men in scoring position. What'd you say they were tonight? 1 for 7?
1 for 7.
So they're what? Were they 211 as a team or 203 as a team coming in?
What?
What were they as a team coming in? 203?
203.
So they're 202 range right now?
It went down.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, look at this. Like what Jan just said real quick before we get to the super. It's starting pitching rotation ERAs per Fangraphs over the last week, May 5th through 12th. Look at that. Padres are 3rd in baseball, and they got to win. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. They can't win with really good pitching. That's confounding.
Yeah, not good.
I mean, that's crazy stuff. Now, have you played good teams over the last week? Yeah, Dodgers, Twins, Dodgers is, yeah, you have, but that's such a lame excuse right now. The it's early tough schedule is done. The it's early excuse, the tough schedule excuse, done.
Over. All right, John, hold on. Let's get to
these supers. We'll get to whatever you want to get to.
I was gonna get to hold on. Underdog.
Okay. Yeah, I like where your head's at.
So I've already done Mark. We've talked about Aura. Let's get to Underdog, all right?
Yeah, please. You want to click that thing?
It's already playing.
Oh, is it?
I lost the stuff that you sent me.
Okay, underdogfantasy.com, guys. Use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You can win 20 times your money in a single night playing Pick'em. You can win up to 20 times by getting 5 for 5 right. Shoot, if you get one wrong, you can use Pick'em Insurance and you can still win up to 10 times your money. Use promo code PADSWRAP. Double your first deposit up to $100. Again, promo code PADSWRAP. You can double your first deposit up to $100. And let me show you how easy this is to play and win and support this channel. It's so easy. You can see it on my screen right now. Let's sign in.
Okay.
Invalid email or password. Just kidding. It's my new computer. It's my new computer.
Oh, yeah.
It's my new freaking computer. I showed you last night. Hold on. But you can go to underdogfantasy.com or the Underdog app. I literally had a game. I showed you. I filled out a pick'em yesterday, right? With LeBron James and Fernando Tatis Jr. and Ty France, I think yesterday. But it's as simple as picking higher or lower on 2 or more individual selections, and you can win. You can win up to 20 times your money. So again, if you support this channel, make sure to check out underdogfantasy.com. Use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You'll double your first deposit up to $100. Promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Double your first deposit up to $100.
All right, let's get this super chat here from Jeremy. He says Diaz, Perez, and Grandal only real targets. We talked about the catching spot, like AJ Preller. I know that the teams don't really trade much in May, but this is a break glass in case of emergency type of situation. You got to trade for a catcher. Plain and simple. You got nothing else in your organization, and the only thing you have in your organization, he's 15 years old. So go out and trade for a catcher right now. End of story.
Well, how do you trade for a starting catcher? I mean, you trade with teams that are awful. I mean, I guess you trade with a really bad team that has a catcher that can help you. I guess you could do that. You know, it's not in May. Who's selling in May? I'd have to look. I mean, maybe there's a couple of teams if they can get better, if it's to their, benefit. If the Padres overpay, okay, I guess you can buy in May. I mean, it's not going to be anything of substance. It's going to be
You're not getting Salvador Perez.
No,
okay?
it's going to be
You're not
something
getting Wilson
that's
Contreras, even though
No.
Wilson Contreras isn't even a catcher anymore.
Right.
You're not getting that. Okay. But you got to get something. JD's third. Thanks for the super chat. He says, "Can we please stop acting like 19 nationals happens frequently?" I mean, kind of what we've been saying. Like, just because it happened one time doesn't mean it happens every year. And last year, the Braves went 27-27 to start their season. Guess what? They still didn't win the World Series. Okay, the goal this year is to win a World Series, not to just make the postseason and not to just have a nice little year and make it to the NLCS again. No, the goal is to win a World Series. The Nationals won a World Series. Okay. But thank you, JD's third, because guess what? You're right.
Yeah, that's a great
2019 doesn't happen all the time. If like ever, like there's been some teams that may at the like 80 game mark, they might have been like 42 and 38. Okay.
Well, was Atlanta 27-27 you said today? In 21.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying like World Series winners, because that's the goal here. And that's the mindset that everyone needs to have. It's like World Series and winning 100 games and losing in the first round of the postseason in the NLDS. Is anybody going to be happy with that? No.
Well, based on the way they've played so far, maybe. What is I'm just kidding. This has been quite the night, hasn't it, in here?
What, the chat?
Yeah, it must have been an interesting night in here.
Yeah. Not great.
Get to whatever supers are rolling in.
That's it.
No, Jake just contributed right here. I mean, you're not going to pull up the super, the guy contributing who's a moderator?
Well, if the moderators would stop fucking bitching.
No, I
Sorry,
agree.
guys.
I'm gonna just read it because he says he's going back to work.
Okay.
So, Jake, let's do this again tomorrow. I don't have no clue. I just got here. Jared, Jake, you guys have been loyal supporters. You help us out. Let's live to see another day. I have no clue what happened. Let's all agree to disagree or agree to get along. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the super.
You guys are the mods of the channel. You're a reflection on us. You guys need to be reflection on us, and you guys need to not use that mod power to do shit that we, don't want. So let's be better. All right. We all learned a lesson. We all said we're sorry. We're good to go. Let's go out tomorrow, and hopefully the Padres beat the Dodgers. All right.
Can we thank the Beef here for supporting Underdog Fantasy? He says Underdog's legit. Total for the month is it's up about $400. It's addicting. Listen, I've been playing it a lot. I know a lot of our viewers have been doing it. Jim's been doing it. I've been doing drafts. I've been doing pick'ems. It really is simple. It's really easy. And again, you get the deposit match up to $100 by using promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Again, promo code PODSWRAP. PADSWRAP. So thank you to Beef for saying that. Thank you guys for supporting our partners and Underdog Fantasy. Jim, what happened, man? What happened? I have no clue what happened to the Warriors other than the fact that they lost.
Dude. All right, just real 2 seconds.
Do it, Vent.
They were down like 27-9 in the first quarter.
What happened?
Clay went, I think, 2 for like 25 from the field, and I'm not kidding. The only person in the starting lineup that had double digits in points was Steph.
Dude, so wait, but didn't they, at some point, was it a game or not? Like as late as like no, it was really not.
I think it was like a 7-point game. Or no. It was it was a 7-point game with about 30 seconds left. The Warriors had the ball. Clay took a horrible shot with like 6 seconds left on the clock before halftime. And then fucking Austin Reeves hits a half-court shot.
Oh, my God.
So instead of down potentially 4 to go into halftime, they're down 10.
Oh, my God. So that was a huge swing.
That was the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that was basically it. Listen, I mean,
that's it. Peace out.
I'm done. I might hang for 5. I'm gonna hang. You get to it because I don't even know what's happened. I'm just gonna let people vent for a minute.
Good luck. Good fucking luck.
Let me change this banner. Good job, seriously, because I know it's. Yeah, I know. You roll. I'm gonna go to the solo screen.
Peace out. Bye.
Good job, Jim. Say bye, Jim. Can I get some waves for Jim?
Bye.
All right, I'm going to hang out for another 10 minutes, guys. I'm going to get to any supers that roll in. I'm here to be a crying shoulder. And you know me. I mean, I have gone hard on this team. I'm not going to do it right now tonight. We just did it yesterday. They're 19-20, and they are in it. They're in the thick of it. They're playing the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. This isn't the time for me to pile on. For me, it's go win one of these 2 games because you kind of have to. Because if you don't, you've lost any semblance of momentum and you're moving in the wrong direction. You're moving backwards and you'd be 7 out. So for me, it's let's figure it out on the other side, find a way to win a game. And then hopefully over the course of the coming days and weeks, they get their act back together. But this isn't the, hey, season overtime. This is, hey, go save your season by winning a game over the next couple of nights. A couple of days at Dodger Stadium. No, I didn't, Callan, actually. I left the second it ended, and I was parked in the perfect spot, and I'm about 20 minutes and got home, and Callan was there. That's right. Really enjoyed the show, by the way. I thought it was an excellent show. Had a good time tonight. I don't know if any of you guys were at the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but that's why I missed the entire game. So fill me in, I guess, is the best way to put it. Fill me in. I see some supers rolling in. Let me get to James. Who says a shout out to Buy Bitcoin Daily Jake for calling today's lineup on the show yesterday. Yeah, I saw that. That was cool. I talked to Jake about that, or he was DMing with us or communicating with us over that. Yeah, absolutely. James, shout out to Jake for doing that. Very cool. Very cool. I think I may have missed another super that has come in here. I may not have. Let me scroll down. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, this one. This one. Thank you again, JD's 30 says Mike Schill would make a good coach. Just saying, well, they have him as a coach. Are you saying a manager? The manager, and I saw something on social media. Someone filled me in on what happened with maybe Tatis. Tatis had been running at some point in this game late, 8th or 9th inning, and he didn't. And then did that precede a double play potentially? So I'm not saying Bob Melvin's the perfect in-game manager. I don't know if anyone's the perfect in-game manager. We don't have Chat GPT managing games. So, with the benefit of hindsight, obviously you're going to miss some things. And I've been critical of Bob Melvin over the last couple of years. I haven't been overly critical to start this year, to be honest, because I think the issue is a lot deeper than, what's going on in game. But yeah, I mean, you can win or lose games, obviously, with in-game decision-making. So Delta J Ford saying steal second, then ground ball double play. So 8th inning, he should have run to avoid a double play. Yeah, I understand it because Tatis was at first, right? Okay, here, Jared, thanks, man. I see what's going on. Jared, all good. We'll figure this out tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for everyone. It's all good. He says Tatis should have stolen second, but I don't think they thought Manny would kill the inning. There's two ways to look at this, right? And I don't know what the count was. I have no clue what's going on in this game, but you're not trying to run out of an inning with Manny Machado in the batter's box. You don't want to, take away an out and then take away a base runner for someone that can slug like Manny Machado. Because if, let's say Tatis is somehow cut down and now there's 2 outs and let's say Machado doubles, well, it's a 4-3 game as opposed to a 4-4 game. And maybe you've ended a longer rally because you've, picked up an additional out in that spot. I have no clue. I have to go back and watch it. Quick Summit says we can live with Tatis getting caught stealing. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All good, Jared. I think it's a good idea, to be honest. You guys get in contact with each other, figure it out. Listen, I fight with Jim, and like Jim's my boy. So it happens. You do this stuff every single day. That stuff happens. It does. So you guys will figure it out. It's all good. So yeah, I didn't see that particular circumstance in the 8th inning. It sounds like it was a big spot. You got to listen against teams as good as LA on the road. And when you're, playing as poorly as you've played, you should be pretty buttoned up as a manager, especially if you call out your team the day before, and you got to make sure you're pulling the right strings and you got to put your team in the best position. It's hard to beat the Dodgers. You have to put your team in the best position to do it. Maybe he didn't do it tonight. I'd have to go back and watch the inning. It's a great point. I'm with you. I'm completely with you. If a steal rate is over 70%, it's worth it. If it's under 70%, it's not worth it. With a player like Tatis with his speed, with the steal rate going on right now in baseball, if Tatis is going to be able to swipe the bag 85% of the time or more, then it is worth it. The Soto thing early in the game I saw on social media, should he be tagging there? I think yes, because they cannot score. I'll take a left fielder making a play to end an inning, but I think you have to be aggressive in that spot. Now, a couple of things. Soto's had some really interesting plays recently on the bases. He's taken some balls off his feet recently in the batter's box, and he's not fast. So I kind of understand what he's thinking, because any decent throw, I think he's out. He's just not fast. We've watched it play out. He's not 100% with taking balls off his feet. And he's thinking to live to see another batter in that spot. But I'm running there. I'm running because I need to make the defense make a play, and I need to create offense. And right now they're not creating offense, so you can turn to 2 plays. Soto not tagging, Tatis not stealing. I didn't see it, but I'm presuming that's what should have been done in that spot. And that's big. I mean, 2 plays in a game in 9 innings, 2 plays that could lead to 2 runs or more, potentially that can be big. Not that it guarantees you a win. It doesn't. Not that it guarantees you 2 runs. It doesn't. Soto could have been gunned down. Tatis could have been thrown out. Or the opposite happens. Soto scores. Tatis steals. Runs score. Padres win. We'll never know. We'll never know, I don't agree, though, with the hard line Melvin's got to go stuff. I just don't. What's the fix on the other end, Mike Schilt, and then all of a sudden they're the best team in baseball? I don't see it that way. I think he's a beyond serviceable manager. I don't know if he's a top 2 manager, top 4 manager. Who knows? But I think he gets the respect of his team. I think he does well with personalities. I think he's better, outside the white lines than inside the white lines in terms of like what he does in the clubhouse day in and day out and getting the most out of his team. Obviously, it didn't happen from yesterday to today, but I don't think that's a full reflection of a manager. I don't. And I think managing sucks. I think it's all we do is second guess managers, including myself. So, I don't think it's a great job, if I'm being honest, in today's baseball, because there's just so much criticism. And again, from myself included. I want to remind our viewers, I just put it in the chat. I'm not going to be able to pull it up as I just showed up here. But if you guys are looking for something for a Padres fan in your life for Father's Day, we've got this brand new partnership with our friends over at FOCO. They got great products, including that floral shirt you've seen us wear, the floral button-up shirt from FOCO. It's available while supplies last. You can get it, of course, in plenty of time for Father's Day and plenty of time for the Padres fan in your life, birthday celebrations. Get it for yourself. Really cool shirt. We both have it. They have great items as just in general, bobbleheads, apparel, swimsuits. I mean, there's so much stuff, so much really cool stuff. So if you support our partners here on the Wrap-Up Show, we would appreciate you checking out our friends at FOCO. Again, I just put a link in the chat. The perfect Father's Day gift, a Padres floral button-up shirt from FOCO. It's available while supplies last. Click that link if you support this channel. Again, click that link. Check out the items that FOCO has for Padres fans. They have a ton of them. What else, guys? I'm at the mercy of you guys, so let me know. I'll stick around for another handful of minutes, so let me know if I'm missing something. Let me know if there's something you want me to discuss or get to. How we appreciate you guys hanging out. So how can I help on a night like tonight where I really didn't see the game? I was tracking on my phone, literally, you can see it, with like the live tracking on my phone, but I didn't watch it, which is a rarity for me because I was at Snapdragon Stadium at a concert. But I'll watch the condensed game, and then we'll see if they can bounce back tomorrow with Joe Musgrove on the mound. Because I don't kid when I'm not an absolute guy. They could get swept in the series and win the division by 10 games. I get it. There's been 200 seasons of baseball. Crazy things happen. Or they could get swept in the series and lose this division by 17 games. So, the best case scenario is to not do that and to find a way to win at least a game, preferably 2, but at least a game, and then live to fight another day and say, you know what, we're 5 out. We've played terrible baseball for a quarter of the season. Now let's go dig out of this hole over the last 3 quarters of the season. That's what I would say is on the line this weekend. Win a game. Sure, 2 would be amazing, but absolutely win a game. Otherwise, you are, I hate to say it this way, but you're kind of buried. Not fully, but for mid-May, you're buried. And it would speak to the adage of you can't win pennants in April, but you sure can lose it. And as crazy as it sounds, mid-May to be 7 out with the team that they, thought they had, or the team they have on paper and their expectations this year, that's worst case scenario. That's absolute worst case scenario to be sitting here on May 14th, 7 games out of first place in the NL West. I mean, that's completely impossible to envision even 10 days ago. Quick Summit, thank you for your super chat. He says, we've scored 8 runs in Snell's 6 losses this year. We also still haven't scored more than 3 runs in an inning. LFGSD, you're saying 3 runs in an inning in a Blake Snell start this year. Yeah, I looked at this box score. I know he threw a lot of pitches here today, but he has pitched well against the Dodgers, and I think he gave the Padres a chance to win in this game because you look at his final line, and 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. I know the walks are high, and I know you say, why are you always throwing over 100 pitches to get through 6 innings? But 6 innings for Blake Snell, that is a win. 2 runs, that is a win. And Blake Snell's last 3 or 4 starts, he has been effective. So this isn't a night to blame Blake Snell. I mean, another example of what we saw earlier in the chat where you've gotten good starting pitching and you're not backing the pitching. If Blake Snell's giving you 6 innings of 2-run baseball, that's a capitalized opportunity. That's an opportunity to win a baseball game. And when you get even a 2-2 to give it right back like that is completely demoralizing. And, I think on the whole, the bullpen, what grade would you give the bullpen on the whole, guys? B? B minus. I don't think it's a C. I think it's been better than a C. But these last couple of days where you got the lead, you give it up with Honeywell, you get tied, you give it up with Hill. Before that, you had the Hader 2 outs in the ninth against Betts. It's leaking right now. I mean, this bullpen is absolutely leaking right now. Yeah, Max, I'm wearing a Dodgers hat. Give me a break. Come on, dude. It's actually a Seager hat, I think. It says beer 30. Kind of looks like a sun, but it says beer 30. But yeah, it's exactly what I'm wearing tonight. Come on, give me a break. I know you're joking, though, I think. Let's see here, guys. No, I don't know if maybe people are saying in that chat. I don't act like that, but I do think he gives you more of an opportunity to point the thing in the right direction than Jay Stingler. And he did manage in the NLCS last year, although he didn't manage effectively. This would be nice. If they play 47 games, that would be a good record. And it is, Chaz. You're right. It is. Let's get to June. And we can have that conversation if you want briefly, but it is. It absolutely is. I respect it, Pedro. I disagree with it, but I respect it. I do. Hopefully, Chad. Yeah, maybe tomorrow's the day that they bust out. Maybe it is. Seriously. I don't know. I see here Delta with a C. I see Cliff, our buddy Cliff Meister with a B minus. I don't know if anyone else chimed in on the grade for the bullpen. I mean, maybe it is a C. I'd have to look at the numbers. I'm not probably thinking clearly right now either, having not watched this game and having been out. But yeah, I mean, Hader's been great until the last few outings, and that's a problem. I mean, listen, you're 1-5 in your last 6, and you have 2 blown saves. So, you could argue that they could have a couple of wins in there, and then it wouldn't look near as bad as it looks right now. But they didn't close out those games, unfortunately. We'll get to another super here from Quick Summit. It says, we haven't scored more than 3 runs in an inning in any game all year. Come on. Including Mexico City, and they scored 8 runs in that game. So that makes sense if they scored 8 runs, or 8 innings. Excuse me, they scored 8 innings. The Padres have not scored more than 3 runs in an inning this year in 40 games. That's crazy. I mean, that's like a stop what you're doing and let that sink in moment. They have not had a crooked number in an inning all year. How many innings is that? I mean, 39 times 9 plus extras. I mean, you're telling me in 400 innings less, but in roughly 400 innings, you can't. I mean, you should, blindly have a 4-run inning, 400 inning. I mean, every team in baseball has had a 4-run inning this year, correct? I don't know if anyone can quickly look that up. Probably not. That is bonkers. Okay, I'm seeing this. Thank you, Jim, for just sending me this text from our buddy Ben Fadden talking Friars, and this is from Kevin Acey. So whisper down the lane. Manny Machado declined to comment before leaving the clubhouse following tonight's game. How do you weigh that? I understand it. It could mean he's frustrated and doesn't want to deal with it and wants to put it behind him and do this again tomorrow. Or it could mean, who knows? I mean, why not? At some point, he's going to have to talk a little more publicly. I know he spoke last year in August when they got swept at Dodger Stadium, and he said, why would I worry? I'm Manny effing Machado. And from there on, Padres really got going. I don't know what to say. I don't know. It's just a little bit of a weird dynamic. And I'm not in the clubhouse. I'm not at Dodger Stadium. I'm not around the team every single day. I don't know all the intricacies, but I have spent a lot of time around professional baseball. And I am telling you, my sensors are up because the vibe is off. Take that for what it is. Is it because they're struggling? Is it because they're trying to turn this thing around to their best ability and they can't and they're tight? I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. If they knew what it is, this wouldn't be happening, and Bob Melvin wouldn't speak out publicly like he did yesterday. So, he's the captain. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. He's the one that when things are going well, we're looking at Manny Machado and giving him credit. When things are going poorly, and I'm not talking about his play individually, even though it hasn't been good, but when the team isn't playing well, he has to speak on that behalf. He has to speak on the team's lack of performance. He's got a 680 OPS. 680. I mean, to put in perspective, Ha-Seong Kim has a 671. He's had the exact same year offensively as Ha-Seong Kim. What's wrong with Manny Machado? He's had a better May. The OPS is up from maybe sub 600 entering May. It was a bad night. I'm not going to completely vilify him for one night because he's had some decent games recently. But I'm talking about the team's performance. Where is he to take accountability for the way the team is performing? And maybe I've missed it. Am I foolish? Am I missing it? Am I missing something related to Manny Machado? Take care, Jeremy. I really don't know, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, at this point, it's hard to say it's World Series or bust. Right now, it's figure out how to turn this season around. I don't even want to say the two words World Series together about this team right now. That's like, putting carts in front of horses. I mean, you don't even have a horse at this point, and your cart is like an apple cart. The idea of even considering the Padres as a legitimate World Series contender right now is comical. It's comical. But that's the beauty of playing a game over 6 months. Seasons are long for a reason. So we can have the conversation down the road. If they play their way into being a World Series contender, I'm not going to have that conversation. I don't think they look anything close to a World Series contender. I think they look like the fourth best team in the National League West. That's what I think they look like right now. I think they look like closer to the worst team in the National League West than the best team in the National League West as we speak here right now. I do to some extent. We talked about on the radio. I think we kind of let them off the hook earlier today a little bit. The catching thing is a complete and utter disaster. It's how they thought that they were in good shape at that position heading into the year doesn't make any sense. And they're only in a worse spot now than they were to start the year, obviously. So, the roster construction is far from perfect, and not that it has to be perfect, but black holes and the catching thing is hurting you in multiple ways. Not just offensively, run game. It's just, I don't need to tell you. I don't need to tell you, but, Suarez injury is impactful. Preller absolutely needs to take accountability. They all do. Because I just think it's going to be tough to fix in the immediate. Like if there's something that needs to be fixed, you don't do it by going outside in May. Maybe you can do it in June, but you don't typically look outside in May and make any discernible change that's going to have a significant impact on your team. Not this early. And the problem with that is like they need help right now. They need catching help literally right now because they're getting nothing. They're getting just nothing out of the position. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm with you, Trevor. I'm with you. I'm completely with you. It is up to the play. Have they done a players-only meeting? I know they had the Melvin thing yesterday. I think we're past the time where the players need to speak out about their collective performance and the team's performance, not about their individual play, about how the team is playing like this. It's a problem. It's a problem. I understand this. I completely understand this. But you're asking also a ton out of 4. They might be 4 superstars, but you're asking them to have career years if they're going to be the only way your offense is having success. When I look down and Grisham every day has no hits and the catcher has no hits, and Ha-Seong Kim had the big hit here tonight, so I'll let him be. but your DHs have struggled. I mean, it takes two to tango. I mean, yeah, 4 is great. It is, and they didn't even have those 4 a year ago, and they were having more success up and down the lineup than they are right now. I'm not saying the catcher position is why they're 19 and 20, but I'm saying the catcher position is a problem if you want them to go 22 and 6 over the next 28. They just need a more well-rounded team that's capable of producing from all spots in the lineup, because without the ability to produce at the bottom of your lineup, what happens when it's the 8th or 9th inning and you have the bottom of the lineup coming up and you trail? I mean, Soto, Tatis, Machado, and Bogarts are going to be asked to do a lot of the heavy lifting, but they're not pitching. And, those 4 can account for 5 runs. But if you're trailing 7-5 in a game, which hasn't happened a lot recently, or they have an off night, you're going to need contributions from other players. I mean, again, I'm simplifying it, and your point is valid. I'm not saying that Austin Nola is the reason this team is where they are, but Austin Nola isn't the reason why this team isn't where they are, right? I mean, this is 440 OPS stuff is pitchers. Pitchers in the big leagues have 440 OPSs back when they hit. So it's a little bit insane. But I mean, I understand the point. It's one bad player in a lineup is not the reason why a lineup is bad. That's funny, Rich. I dozed off and Jim became John. I need to rewatch this jet lag. Rich, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope all is well with you. I really do. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for me. SoCal dude, thanks for hopping in. Oh, in terms, someone asked about a review of the Chili Peppers. They're so good, man. I mean, they're kind of timeless, aren't they? They really are timeless. If you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, if you like their music, they sound as good as they did 20 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, it was really, really cool. Snapdragon Stadium for a concert was awesome. Easy in, easy out, fun, wide concourses, not overly crowded, even though the event was sold out. It's a good spot for a concert, and it's centrally located in San Diego. It was just so easy. I mean, I saw the whole concert ended at 10:35, and I'm home by 11. So super easy, really cool. Saw them at Kaboo in Del Mar a couple of years ago, 6 years ago, maybe. I thought that was a great show, to be honest, but really enjoyed this tonight. Murray says, Aztecs love guys, Mountain West Championship game tomorrow. They won today. Let's be happy before we say goodnight. Yes, I saw. We're talking softball, I want to say. Softball in the Mountain West Championship game. So best of luck to them. Absolutely. Oh, very cool. Thank you, SoCal Dude 949. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because while we have a moment, because you guys have been super loyal to this channel, if you're looking for ways to contribute and support, we do appreciate it, as we literally do this like each and every day of our lives. So we appreciate your support. Make sure to check out our merchandise page, and I'm going to put a link in the chat right now if you want to pick something up. If you're heading to games next week at Petco, on the road at some point later this summer, make sure to check out what we have right now on the wrap-up show, whether it's the Good Vibes shirts and sweatshirts. We know they're not great right now. They will be better, the vibes. We got Good Vibes sweatshirts for you. We have the Pinata sweatshirts and T-shirts for you as well. Again, they haven't been hitting a lot of pinatas recently in the clubhouse. Hopefully sooner rather than later. We have the wrap-up show, Jim's neon sign for you in men's and women's. We have all kinds of stuff. You've seen at the back of Jim's head, which was popular maybe 6 or 7 weeks ago when the season started. These are pretty cool as well. So again, something for everyone. Great way to support the channel. Fun gift ideas. Something fun to wear to a Padres game or while you're watching the Padres. Put the link in the chat. If you're looking for a way to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that link and checking out the merchandise we have for you on the wrap-up show merchandise site. Just finishing up here, guys. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. Thank you. Thank you guys for putting up with it. And I get the frustration and the disappointment. I share in it with you. I guess my sentiment tonight is this: when you're in the hole, they got to find a way to get out this weekend with a win. Simple as that. Because it is bad right now, and for me to pile on right now, I don't think helps in this immediate moment. They just need to win this weekend, because if they don't, I'm genuinely concerned if they're 7 games out after this weekend. I'm genuinely concerned if that happens. But They'll find a way. I have a feeling they will find a way this weekend. They played the Dodgers half decent, not wins and losses, but I mean, these games have been good games. These games have been really good games. These 4 games, unfortunately, they're 1-3, and we'll see if they can turn it around tomorrow. All right, guys, please support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you have insurance needs, you know the deal. Click the description down below. You can get to Mark's website. He can save you $750 or more. He's a San Diegan and a lifelong Padres fan. Aura, if you're looking to get healthier, they have plant-based supplements for you. ORA.organic, great company with their co-founder Will, a San Diegan and a huge Padres fan. I take their probiotic every single day. Underdog Fantasy, we've been telling you all about them. A lot of our viewers have been playing. UnderdogFantasy.com or the Underdog Fantasy app. Use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Please gamble responsibly. But again, UnderdogFantasy.com, get a 100% deposit match up to $100 by using promo code PADSWRAP. Subscribe if you're here, folks. Smash the like button if you're here, live or on replay. Follow us on social media at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. All right, tomorrow's a new day. Padres need to find a way to get one this weekend. Dare I ask for 2? Get at least 1. 2 would be a thing of beauty. Seasons are long. We're at the quarter point, not the 3/4 point. Let's see what this weekend brings for the Padres. For Jim, who bailed out earlier, I'm John. Thanks, guys. We will catch up with you Sunday night. As you know, we don't do Saturdays typically. We will catch up with you on Sunday night. Like Rich said, beat LA, LFGSD. Let's get this thing turned around. It's 1 a.m. Well, it's 12 a.m. here, but where's that comment? There it is from Brian. It's 1 a.m. in Denver. Thank you, Brian, for hanging out. Yes. Thank you, Jared. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you. Please support our partners. We'll see you on Sunday.